If you've ever overestimated your abilities, hit like and subscribe. So today we're going to talk very quickly about what kind of silver should you be buying or could buy right now in September 2020 when the world is in chaos, and you may be somebody that's been watching the silver and gold prices, studying the markets, hearing all the gossip and on forums and watching YouTube videos about buying silver. Today is just generally going to be about buying silver, and you just don't know what to do really, what sort of coins you should buy. Should you jump in now? What about the price? What about, are you in it for the short term, the long term? Should you be buying a bullion coin, a collectible coin, a semi-numismatic coin, slabbed coin? So I'm just going to touch on all those things. I'm going to try and keep it short and punchy. It's going to be quite general. If you're an expert coin collector, obviously, and you've been doing this for years, some of this is going to be like sucking eggs. This is aimed at somebody who really doesn't really know that much. I just want to try and give them my feelings and thoughts on what I would look to do now, or what I am doing now. I want to say up front again, I'm not a financial advisor, so anything you do, these decisions you make based on what you see today are yours and yours alone. So let's just get right to it, okay? You're thinking about buying some silver. You've got a budget in mind. Let's just say I'm going to talk in dollars or pounds. I'm going to talk in, I'm going to talk in dollars. I know that's a pain in the backside if you're in the UK, but I'm just going to talk in dollars for this generally, okay? So if you have got a budget, let's just say you've got $500 to spend on some silver bullion, and you're just not sure, and it's the first time you've ever decided to do this, what could you buy? Well, let's just run through it quickly. You've got basically bullion silver coins, okay? This is a British Britannia 1 ounce bullion coin, okay? It's like the sort of bottom end, it's just the sort of bog standard base bullion coin that we have in the UK. It's nothing very exciting about it. It's just a silver bullion coin. It's quite nice, okay? So we have this, and then moving up the scale, we have a Queen's Beast, which is again a British bullion coin made by the Royal Mint. Okay, this is a 2 ounce coin. Okay, you can see it's nice and chunky. If we compare it to the 1 ounce, there you can see there's a considerable difference. I really like 2 ounce coins. They do it for me at the moment. I think they're interesting. I think they're a good weight. I'll come on to all that in a minute. I'm going to come on to finesses and all sorts of things in a minute. And then at the other end of the scale, we've got some slabbed coins, okay? And these are coins that people have sent off to a company called NGC to be graded, and they've been given a grade. Here it's MS70, 70 is like the top grade, and then we go all the way down the scale to it goes down to into the 30s and 20s. But that doesn't necessarily mean the coin could be useless, because it could be a really old coin. So these are modern coins. Okay, see, this is 2017, this is 2014. They've been sent off, they've been graded, they're in mint state 70, which means under a certain magnification they're perfect, and they've been put in a slab. That costs money. Somebody paid for this to be done. I didn't pay for it to be done, and then I bought them from an auction site. Okay, and I own these now. And these obviously cost the same 1 ounce Britannia here cost a lot more in this slab than this 1 ounce Britannia coin here. Okay, so I paid something like this is obviously a long time ago when I bought this. I think I paid something like the equivalent of about $70 for this, and this to buy on its own now would be its spot price about $26. But at the same time, when I bought this about 3 years ago, it would have been like nothing. It would have been like $14, this bullion coin equivalent. Yeah, so you can see there's a significant difference in buying a graded coin or a piece of bog standard bullion. Okay, and obviously, if you don't know, the reason it's in a slab is to protect it, stop you from fingering it and getting greasy hands all over it, which can affect the coins. Obviously, I'm fingering this one, I don't really care, and fondling it because it's just a spare bit of bullion. I'm not worried about it. Okay, you don't have to be precious about handling your coins. Some people are, wear gloves and all the rest of it. That's totally fine. And some people just aren't really bothered. It all depends on the coin and how much it's worth, and etc. etc. So I've touched on really quickly there the slab collectible, the kind of semi-numismatic coin. You could still have this put in a slab if you wanted to, which is still bullion. These are all bullion. And this is just pure bullion. Now, this is a bullion coin that somebody's put in a slab, a silver bullion coin. Okay, the reason they put it in the slab is because it had a over and above a finish about it that was better than a standard bullion coin. It's got a DPL, deep proof like finish. The figure of Britannia is very prominent and raised. Okay, so basically somebody deemed that was worthy of putting in a slab because it was interesting. And the same with this side. Okay, I'm just trying to give you an overview why somebody would do that. Okay, in case you're wondering. So they're all 1 ounce, or 1 ounce, 1 ounce, 1 ounce. This is 2 ounce. Okay, so the question is like, you've got this budget. Are you going to buy some collectible stuff? Obviously, your buying power is going to be a lot less if you're buying stuff like this. Okay, or should you just go for the bog standard bullion and not have to worry about any of this? Okay, or should you mix it up and buy some stuff in the middle? Now, my advice would be that if you know nothing and you're new to it, then I would stick to probably 90% of what you buy would just be pure bullion. Okay, I would just get simple 1 ounce coins from wherever your country is, USA, UK, Royal Mint, Buy Eagles if you're from America, whatever, Philharmonics, Kangaroos if you're from Australia. Get what is the national coin, the tried and trusted coin of your country, and stick with it, and you can't go wrong. Because what I want to talk about next is when you your strategy, at some point you're going to want to liquidate these coins, or whoever you leave them to, or you might want them to be inherited, or you might want to liquidate them. You need to think about what's going to happen there, and that's kind of tied in with what you buy. So obviously the spot price of silver fluctuates daily, constantly. It goes up and down. Silver's quite volatile. At the moment, it's $26. It's not reached its all-time high, which is nearly $50. Okay, which was back in like 2011, I think. May 2011. So we've not seen. We're nowhere near the all-time high. Okay, so we could say there's a lot more upside in silver, but I'm not going to go into that in a moment. I'm just talking about coins and what you could get for your budget. So we've got $500. Obviously, let's just say these are $50 a hit. Obviously, you're going to buy a lot less for your money than you are of this, okay? But the advantage of buying something with a more collectible appeal to it is that when the silver price fluctuates and say it does drop, then you've bought something that's over and above the normal silver bullion, and it's going to hold its value more. It's going to retain its value. Okay, so whereas this may drop from $26 an ounce to, let's say it goes to $18 an ounce, whereas this thing here, because it's I'm not talking about this specifically, I talk about anything that you slabbed and it's a collectible and has got more appeal, may retain its value percentage wise. It may lose some value, but it won't be as much as this. Okay, because there's a limited amount of these. There's a demand for them by collectors. Okay, the flip side of that is that when you go in and buy something like this, which is a quote marks collector's coin, slabbed coin, is that if you don't know what you're buying, you're just going to end up buying a load of crap and basically paying over the odds for something which is only a limited amount of people will care about paying that premium on. You need to bear that in mind. So what I see a lot of the time is people buying numismatic things that have been slabbed, numismatic coins, semi-numismatic coins that have been slabbed, and because they think that somebody else will see what they see, the value in them, and want to pay more for them in the future. And that's a terrible mistake to make, because a lot of these mints are making all sorts of coins, just churning them out and calling them the next this, that and the other, with so-called limited mintage of 58 million or 50,000. It's a lot of coins. They're not limited, they're not rare. And what happens is people can get caught up in it, think it's the next best thing since sliced bread, and pay over the odds for it. And if you don't really know whether the thing that the mint is created or the coin that's on eBay like this, it really is as good as it is, then you don't want to go risking your money on that fact. And you can just go to Bullion. And you shouldn't worry about the fact that if you're going to be long term in this, and I mean at least years, then it's not a problem to keep your coin for as long as you want and not have to worry about the fact that it's dropped to $18 this month, because you're in it for the long term. And historically, we know precious metals are going up. They will go up. It's just as sure as night follows day, it's going to be fine. If you are buying this today to suddenly sell in 3 weeks' time because the silver price has fluctuated a few dollars, and you think you're going to make a massive premium on it because it's in a slab, then that would be a terrible, terrible investment decision to make. Maybe there's 1% of the coin collectors in the world who could pull that off with something incredible. But with silver coins that are generally, obviously, silver is a lot less valuable than gold. And whatever coin, you have to have something insanely amazing to make any money worthwhile. You've got to remember that if you're buying something for $50, is it really worth selling it a week later for $55, or if the silver price has gone up, really, you should be thinking a bit more long term than trying to flip these. If you really want to make money quickly out of the price fluctuation of silver, then you better go and risk your money on one of these currency trading sites and not go anywhere near physical stuff. Okay, because if you want to make money based on the performance of silver, then really I don't think it's a good idea to get into physical in the very short term, okay, unless you're some kind of coin dealer operating constantly day in, day out, and you've got customers. If you're just an average Joe person looking to get into getting some physical, then you need to forget about flipping it and stop worrying about the price fluctuating. So I'm waffling on here a bit and getting to the mustard. My advice would be just to stick with bullion coins, 1 ounce coins, if for basically 90% of what you buy. Okay, so if you're going to buy 100 ounces, I would buy 90 ounces would be bullion, and I might punt 10 ounces in some semi-numismatic stuff. Yeah, like this. Okay, something that's just a little bit different that I think that might be, I don't think to have every single thing you buy tied up in pure bullion is great. It's a bit boring to relentlessly collect bullion. And I think if you choose carefully, you can pick something up that you're going to pay a bit more of a premium on something like this because it's a semi-numismatic coin, okay? But I think it's a good balance in maintaining some premium over the spot price in the future, as well as not being too much of a risk, okay? I don't see it's too much of a risk to pay a bit extra for a coin like this, okay? So what we're doing then is we're allowing ourselves a bit of scope and freedom to have some semi-numismatic coins that we can keep, that we like, we personally think are interesting, because we can be right, we can make good decisions on things that can go up in the future. You could play it 100% safe and never stack anything except 1 ounce government silver, and that is fine as well, no problem with that. But I think as you get into it and you think there's something, yeah, that looks nice, that's a good design, that's got relatively low mintage, add a few to your portfolio, okay? And then you've got a balance. As for the finesse, I wouldn't touch anything else that's not at least 999 silver, okay? Don't waste your money on old crap that somebody doesn't want, okay? Unless you can pick it up for some phenomenally cheap price, some insanely cheap price, I wouldn't go near it with a barge pole. We've got to imagine in the future here, you're coming to flip these coins 5 years down the line on eBay or something like that. You've got some random pile of coins nobody's heard of, look a bit manky. People are quite precious. It's funny actually, when selling to the public, I think the perception, they do care. There is a premium attached to government coins that are from obviously recognised mints. People, I think, are more inclined to pay for them and aren't. They understand it more. It's easier to get to the bottom. They can just go to a website and see, or the Royal Mint, for example, in the UK, they can see that a Britannia is a legitimate coin. They know what the price is. They know what's going on. It's very clear and transparent. They haven't got to worry or think about anything. As soon as you go a little bit, you diverge to things that are too collectible, too off the beaten path, you're risking paying a premium on something and not being able to liquidate it when you need to. Okay, so that's the most important thing. It's no good collecting this stuff without a plan. You need to think, well, I'm going to invest $1,000 in silver. I'm going to hold it for 5 years, and that's fine. I'm going to ride it out, and I'm going to maybe have 90% is going to be 1 ounce coins, and then I'm going to spend 10% on some more collectible stuff, or I'm going to buy some bars, 1 ounce bars. You could do that as well. There's nothing wrong with buying bars. I tend to just prefer coins. This video is about coins, okay, so I'm going to stick to coins. So really, in a nutshell, when you become more experienced, you can go into this sort of stuff. But you need to be very careful, because this is pretty much an example of somebody who's just taken a 1 ounce dollar and they've stuck it in a slab. And the only reason I bought it is I happen to have I personally like to just collect a silver coin from each country in the world, okay? From Japan, Australia. I want to collect the whole lot, all the range, and just own it. I don't really care what the year is. I don't care whether the coin's special or not. I just want to have an MS70 from every country. Now that's just a personal thing to me. I'm just having that as like, that's in my portfolio. I have like 5% of my silver is just for me. I don't care about anyone else who's collecting it, and maybe about 10% to 15% is semi-numismatic, and the rest is bullion. Okay, that's my makeup, yeah, of my portfolio. I tend to stick to that. Okay, so I have literally a small percentage that I just buy. Some people just say you just bought crap there. I don't care. I just like it. I'm just buying it to own, to have, because I want to have it. I'm not looking to liquidate it. Okay, and if I die in 20 years time and somebody discovers this and it all turns out that it's worthless crap and it was overpaid, I don't really care, because I feel like in this kind of if you're going to do this seriously over a long term, it's quite grinding and a bit, it's almost like, it is nice just building up your stack, but it is, I don't want to say the word depressing, just relentlessly buying the same coins over and over and over and over again. There is more joy and more interest to be had in collecting some different things. So I hope I've covered some issues there if you're thinking about jumping in. Now, one thing I will talk about is silver price and what to do. Maybe you're worried at the moment. You're thinking, well, can I jump in at $26 an ounce? That's pretty high, Yeah, especially when you consider that on the 3rd of March this year, it was $16 an ounce. That's quite a significant drop. Now, what if there's a mega retraction and you jump in at $20 an ounce, $26 an ounce now, and the market retracts, the silver price crashes and goes to $15 an ounce, and you've just paid, well over the spot price? My advice is that nobody's got a crystal ball, and you will regret if you don't start in some shape or form stacking. You're just going to miss out. To be paralysed because of the market will be a mistake. What I would do is that if you were budgeting $500 on your first outlay of silver, well, instead of going 500, spend 250, spend half, and see how you feel. And then you're committed and you're in the game and you haven't had to expose your whole amount, and then you can just see what happens to the silver price, okay? Because you've got a FOMO issue going on here. Nobody wants to miss out. Obviously, they're predicting with the gold price, and obviously silver follows gold, and you've got the gold to silver ratio, which is about 70 at the moment. It's still really high. It was obviously 115 all-time high ratio, you need to just get something going. I mean, the ratio's gone up recently. I think we did dip below 70 a couple of days ago, but now we're up to 72. It might be time to just jump in. I don't think there's ever going to be a perfect time, but the word on the street is the upside of silver, obviously being at only $26 now compared to the all-time high of $50. There's a lot of space there to go up and go well beyond. They're predicting $100 silver. Now, if you'll kick yourself, obviously, if you didn't commit at $25 and it goes to $50 in the next few months and never goes back. That's the game we're in. You have to understand that these price points, we could trundle along now at $26 silver for 6 months, 6 years, yeah, or it could go up to $50 silver in the next month or so and never go back again for 6 years and be at $50 silver. Could be the new base. Just like gold, it seems to have stabilized around 1900s. A lot of resistance there. I don't think there probably will be a few retractions of gold going back, dipping below 1900 on the way up to 2000, but it seems to me the market and the world has spoken that 2000 gold is 1900 gold is the new base. Okay, so if $50 an ounce silver becomes the new base, then obviously that'll be fantastic if you jump in now, and you shouldn't look back. But that's the game you're in. You have to accept those risks when you buy it, but they're kind of only a risk, like I said, if you're buying this stuff to sell tomorrow. Obviously, if you went and invested $10,000 on a load of silver today and then wanted to liquidate it, next Friday, and there's obviously the spot price of silver has dropped to $15, then you've got a bit of a problem, because when you go and liquidate, they're going to be paying you $1 over spot, or maybe $1 under spot, and that's I don't think you should be looking at it like that. You should be more long term with this physical stuff and not worry about the market fluctuations, and importantly, not over commit. It's no good if all you can afford is 2 ounces a week, then buy 2 ounces a week. Don't go spending 50 ounces a week and then having to liquidate it all because you've got no money to pay the mortgage. Okay, I know I've touched on that before, and I'm not teaching people to suck eggs, but I've seen it happen. People fire selling their stuff on eBay because they've overcommitted, overextended themselves, and they can't afford to hang on to their metals, and that is a devastating place to be. So just do small and steady. You know what, if you only can afford to stack 1 ounce a month, that's better than nothing. It's going to take you a while, but just do what you've got to do, anyway, take care. Make sure you think carefully, and be great if you hit like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Have a great day.